Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome into Flying with Mike. Hope you all enjoyed last night's stream. It's out on YouTube right now. But I hope you enjoyed a little bit of Sim Air Force and the Zebo. So today, however, we are flying what's called the Destination of the Month for Millennium Aviation, otherwise called Mac Air. Hang on a second. Oh, I think I've got a speaker on. Hang on. I see it. I see it. There we go. All right. Oh, I hate when that happens, but hey, I'm glad we caught it early and we didn't have that echo the whole flight. But anyway, we're going to try for 2 flights today. We're going to start here in a place called Viracopos, Campinas, in Brazil, just north of Sao Paulo. I think Sao Paulo is so big it sometimes gets mistaken as Brazil next to Rio. But no, they actually are just a small portion of it. It's a pretty big country. So with the infamous Amazon to the north, but we're not going that way. We're going south. We're going towards Argentina, but we're gonna not go all the way to Argentina, but stop in Uruguay. Place called, boy, I can never pronounce this, Carrasco, in Uruguay. It's outside Montevideo. We were there in Montevideo with the Amazing Race a few months, year ago, maybe. But yeah, today we're going to fly Lufthansa Cargo. I don't think we've had this grace our screen yet. If we did, it was just one flight. Well, now it's getting another flight. But we're headed down to Uruguay. And I hope you enjoy the flight. So we are in the Rotate MD-11. This has been out a pretty good amount of time. The passenger version, not so much. And it's just as good. And yes, this is not timed because of what happened in Louisville a couple days ago at all. That this aircraft, it's the only cargo flight I could find to Uruguay for the destination of the month. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention the horrific tragedy in Louisville with that MD-11. Wow. I mean, potential for an engine separation, that is always bad. The fire, I mean, folks, if you look at it, those of you who can remember, and I don't mean that derogatorily, because many of you may not have been around when the Concorde disaster happened. That was very reminiscent of it, and except it didn't hit a hotel. So, um, yeah, engine separation, just an ugly, ugly crash in Louisville. And many crashes are just not, they don't come out saying, oh, this is not ugly. Yeah, they're always ugly. But this one just a little more on the horrific side because you can see the fireball like you could the Concorde. I am 100% sure we're not going to have the same reason. Well, I can't say 100% because you never know. But for the cause of this. So, but it definitely looks like the left engine separated, and that's what caused it. But anyway, in all, it doesn't matter. The NTSB is there. They'll get to the bottom of it. May take a couple years, but they'll have their initial out here shortly, and they'll know. They have the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder. So they should begin to have a really good picture, at least from the pilot and aircraft standpoint, which is really all that matters. And then we get into the mystery of the whys. There were many whys that were answered with the cargo, with the Concorde. There are many questions that right now need an answer with this one. So my heart goes out to the crew and to all of those who are lost in this, especially those that never even knew it was coming, along with all the people that are hurting, not just those physically, but mentally from it, because like I said, folks, this was a pretty horrific crash. I mean, you're talking an aircraft going to Honolulu from Louisville. You guys in the sim world and gals know that's a lot of fuel. I've heard estimates of up to 30,000 pounds. So, no, not 30,000 gallons. Sorry. That's a lot of fuel, folks. And that's why the huge fire Louisville had to deal with. All right. So yeah, keep them in your prayers, folks. From the fire crew to the first responders. I'm not just going to say fire. Everyone involved, keep them in your prayers, because that really hurts. UPS being a huge part of Louisville, yeah, that hits a lot of cores there. So. All right, but we are not in Louisville. We are in Campinas, Brazil, and we are preparing the MD-11 for the flight. This will be somewhat of a tutorial, but don't take it as an official. All we have done to date is put the air stair up, and we'll show you the rest. All right. I see that we have an A340 sitting next to us. Nice. Nice indeed. And an A320 just landed. Or 319. I didn't really pay attention. All right. So up into the office area we go. Like I said, this is the MD-11. Now, first thing I do, goodbye. Well, actually, yeah, goodbye to the controls. Only because they're in the way. Yeah, and it's basically the pilot just grabs them, yanks them, throws. No, I'm not going to be too many jokes in this plane. Not with what's going on in the real world. But yeah, I get rid of the flight controls. Okay, then I come over here to the EFB, hit the little power switch here, power it up. Then I hit parked with external power. And for those that just have to go cold and dark, you're only missing a step or two. It's really, but hey, to each their own in the way they want to operate. I think you're crazy. No. Sorry, had to throw that in there. No, really, seriously, it is to each their own. But you really are not, you're not missing much when you don't. So, but anyway, at that point, we're now on external power. So we'll come up here, verify. And real quick, what we have done to date is we've got our flight set up. We'll look at it in a second. We've got the cockpit lighting set. No, actually, we don't. Let's go ahead, set that for now, and then we'll come back to it. Why? Because I don't know if we're going to fly at night on this one. And if we do, we'll have to make adjustments. And that's all the lighting there is on the plane. Okay, then fuel control switches, they're down here. They are in the off position down. And brakes and chocks are set, both. And flaps are up, spoilers are down. We drive on parkways and park on driveways. Gear lever down. And we got 4 green. Why? Because there's 4 gear struts. Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool to see 5 on like the A380 or the 747? Or even, well, you'd have 4 on the one next door to us, the A340. So be cool. It's a lot of light bulbs, so I don't think the airlines can afford that. Just kidding, airlines. All right, hey, shampoo flyer in. Yeah, I did. Shampoo flyer saying, don't forget to update your nav data. Yeah, I did. I did forget. That's what I mean. I'm sorry, it was echoing at me again. All right, well, it'll stay. Oh, that's you in the big, beautiful, you say, A340. Well, let's take a look from the cockpit. All right, let's do it from here. There it is, folks. Shampoo flyer in the A340. Not bad. Is that tollless or is that in builds? 500 or 600? All right. Enough while he gets ready to respond to us. Tollless 600. Nice. All right. So once we've established power to the plane, kind of JDAR makes the 500. Yeah, and so does in builds for the other sim. Correction. Is that a 600 with the other sim? I don't know. I don't fly it, so I don't know. Oh, the 300. Okay, okay, got it. You're right. Now that you say that, you're right. It is the 300. All right, so I kind of got lost where I was, so bear with me. Oh, gear, flaps, struts, overhead. Okay, we're ready to get this thing going. All right, battery switch obviously is on and available. However, let's get the aircraft loaded first. That's why I came back here. So let's go to weight balance, W and B. By the way, this EFB comes to us from this program, and this was a recent addition, I think, with the passenger plane or just prior to it. We got the EFB, and I really love that they did that. But anyway, it is exactly the same up to failures. And then you get, I forget that one, manuals, charts, basically your AvTab stuff. We'll go ahead and throw the map on. Kind of let you see the surrounds. And you've got your other stuff there, so which I can't use because I have yet to update. But we'll leave it on this page, bring up Sim Toolkit, and kind of brief the flight here real quick. Again, we're on the destination of the month for Millennia. And if you're not familiar with Millennium Aviation, Mac Air is its short name, because Captain Mac formed it. If you're familiar with YouTube content creators for flight simming, Captain Mac, yeah, he's the man behind it. So, or one of a couple, but the big one, the big cojones. But anyway, he is who's behind it. Great airline, easy on your everything. They have rules, but they have so many options that it really helps get through it. It's not bad. Easy leisure, great Discord, great ACARS system in the Smart Cars 3 world, and just it's a joy to fly with them. And I've been flying every bit of 5 years, maybe more with them. You'll find most of the airlines I've been with for quite a while. So you found out with Sim Air Force, nearly 20 years with them. And I didn't form it. No, it was formed before I came to it. So yeah, a lot has happened over there. A lot has happened here. And, you know, that's just how life is. Things, you know, over time happen. All right, but for this flight, we're going to go with 156,260 pounds in the main, well, in the cargo holds. We're going to carry 22 people, and you're all going, oh, it's a cargo plane. How do you have people on it? They can carry up to 30, I think, the rule. Well, international rule, I'm not 100% sure, but before flight attendant has to be there. So, surprise! Taking off runway 15 here, landing 19 down there, and you can see the route. Cost index will be 90 and 32,000 feet. Dispatch, you're mean today to us. Actually, for this plane, that's probably not bad. All right. Weather. And we'll get to that weather blob on the screen there in a second. Winds here are 360 at 7. Huh. This must be a priority, or I don't know why they're not using the other way. 3-3? Yeah, 3-3 would be the reciprocal. Wow, interesting. A few clouds at 3,030 degrees here. It's 86 degrees. And just a beautiful day here in Brazil. Looking down towards Uruguay. Mitar. Oh boy. Winds are out of the supposedly southeast at 16. 120 at 16. We'll see how that translates. A few clouds at 2,300 feet and an overcast gloom at 20,000 feet. So, supposedly nothing significant expected. But they are a balmy 66 degrees down south. All right, so there you have it, folks. There's your brief and a look at the flight. We are on VATSIM. I bet you couldn't tell that. And we're ready to continue on here. All right, so let's get the plane loaded. Now that you've all forgotten what I had in the plane, a real quick recap. The payload for today is 156,260 pounds. Put that in. 260. And then hit enter. And then what I like to do is compare notes. 418, we're 9,000 pounds off. I'm going to leave it right there. Block fuel, 61,267. Probably have to go through and update it. 61,267. I'm going to guess, but I'm not going to guess officially, but I'm going to guess 2,000 pounds for the taxi. Yeah, that's a lot of money, isn't it? Oh, wait, we're talking fuel. Now, the big thing here is you want to enter your trip fuel so you can check your landing weight. You want to make sure you're below your landing weight, so your maximum landing weight, so you're not performing a heavy landing. The big thing with a heavy landing is the float and the potential for how hard you could hit. That's why you try to make sure you're under that number. And for the trip today, 38,184. 184. 38. I'll get it right yet, folks. 38,184. Enter. All right. So there's our numbers as it stands. The big thing with the Rotate products, both freight and passenger, takeoff CG. We're talking right here. Make sure my cursor is, no, it is not. I'm glad I did. Right here, I can't even highlight it, so you got to make sure that is at 30 to, or between 30 and 31% MAC. Now, you can see we're at 28.9. Close, but we're not in that envelope. So, and although we're in the envelope here, we're not where we're supposed to be here. So we take the payload CG and just simply roll it up. I'll go to 30.5 here. In the passenger plane, you're getting close to getting outside the envelope. So, some things to consider. Now, another thing I do that it's completely up to you is I click this little highlighted button here underneath all the numbers. Apply load configuration to aircraft and FMC. Just saves a couple steps in the FMC while loading the plane. So technically, we're loaded, okay? Technically, I don't have to hit load or fuel, but you know what? I'm going to, because there's cheesy graphics that come with it that we'll sit and watch for a couple seconds, and then we'll get back to the plane. Now, the other part, the fueling, that's the X-Plane 12 default refueler. The only big difference I've noticed, and you all can comment if I'm wrong, is the extension of the where the fuel line goes up to meet the wing. If it shows up here in time, we'll show it. If not, oh well, we won't show it this go around. And sometimes it's the big fuel truck that shows up, so we'll kind of see. I am not seeing it anywhere, so I got a feeling they're going to load the cans in before the fuel truck gets here. Yeah, I love those little whatever they are. I call them Mercedes. Oh, he's there, so the fuel truck should be on the way. They usually show up in these kind of aircraft before the brigades. Oh, I think we're getting a big truck for this today. So the animation may not be there. We'll see, though. But anyway, like I said, cheesy. And why do I call that animation there cheesy? Because once the door closes, once the loader and buggy pull away, they go away. They're not inside the airplane. The aircraft is still loaded, don't get me wrong, but you just don't see them. And well, now they got the doors open. Who are we waiting on? Oh, I think we are getting the big fuel truck today. If we got the little one, that's when you would see it. This must be an airport that may not have in-ground refueling. Yeah, so I don't know if we'll see anything. Let's kind of keep our eye peeled. Yeah, I don't think there's any additional animation with this one, which is a shame because it is neat. Because like I said, when the little fuel truck pulls up, it's literally hooking up to the ground hydrant and then up to the wing. Well, you don't see the hose, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything extra, and he should be backing out here soon. Okay, enough time wasted. All right, let's get in here and get going. So the batteries are on. We'll do the APU check, or I'm sorry, fire checks. Mainly because everyone likes to hear them.
Engine 1, fire. Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire. Engine 1, fire.
Always cracks me up. They never say APU. All right, coming on down, electrical power APU. We'll go ahead, crank on it from the APU power switch. Let's see, annunciator check.
Overspeed.
All look good. We'll go up. We'll go
Overspeed.
down, down, down. Looks good. And by the way, that switch is right here. I had a hard time finding it the first time. First couple of times, but that's where it's at for those curious. Okay, pressing on quickly. Annunciators, cockpit lighting set, air system will be turned over to the APU here shortly. And before I do this, let's make sure the APU comes on. And then we'll do the IRS. We're going to just play this like it was a real flight, so. Because, let me get into the reasoning why. You're looking at an airplane, if you haven't figured it out yet, it's very similar to an Airbus. And this system and several others are very, very reminiscent. Right now, the generator's just kicking in. just like on Airbus. You do not have to turn that Airbus generator on. So you see why I'm doing what I'm doing. We're going to go ahead, put the bleed air on, and the packs are going to slowly come on. Once our isolation valves are on, pack 1, pack 3 will go open. And there we go. And if you notice, dark switches are what we're looking for. And I don't know if that happens in real life. Cockpit voice recorder test, saw the needle move. Okay, air systems on. We're on nav. Okay, emergency power armed. Down to the initial setup here of the FMC/McDo. I'm going to use the term McDo, and you all can look at it real quick. Airbus guys are going to go, oh my gosh, that is an Airbus. Yeah, I'm telling you folks, this is an Airbus-like aircraft. So be ready for a lot of similarity. I haven't put my altimeter in yet. We'll get that right now. Give me a second, and the altimeter reads 1009. There we go, 2979. All right, so zoomed in here. Do we actually get coordinates for these spots? Usually cargo spots we don't. That's why I'm kind of curious. Okay, right airplane. Okay, I don't know what ramp that is. I'll be doggone, we do. Huh. Hang on a second, folks. Let me get my spot number. M3 Alpha. Okay, well, how about that? All right, so we're MD-11. Okay, that looks good. Align IRS, we're doing it. FMC. All right, we do have a flight in here. It's SBKP SUMU. Boink. Now, if I had set up a route to the alternate, which I think is Buenos Aires. Yes, it is. Right across the bay, basically. It's analogous to we're landing in San Francisco, and our alternates, although a lot shorter distance, Oakland. Kind of a little stretch there, but you know. But I could have put that route in there too. SAEZ, right? Yep. Okay, so we got the alternate in. Let's get this alignment more suitable. All right, we're at 23.0.3. South. Okay, let's switch over here. 4708. Hey, that one's right. And now I got to remember. There it is. I couldn't find the initialize. Position lies so. We are flight number Golf Echo Charlie. Bear with me. 8264. Okay, and we're going to hold right now. That right there will get us aligned, if we're not already. Hang on. No, we're not aligned yet. We're still in that process. Okay, so let's press on here. Make sure, okay, hydraulic pressure check. We can do that, and I'll tell you why. I just do it, one, because it's on the checklist, and two, it's pretty much just start it and leave it. Hydraulic. Again, ooh, Airbus. Except we don't do hydraulic tests. Although the A300 you might. I don't. Matter of fact, this could more mimic an A300 than what we're used to in the 340s and the 320s and 330s. Definitely not the 380. Okay, and all I'm waiting for is to see it really initiate, which will be the charging of lines here. And what it's doing is just going through and making sure they top out, and when they get to their cutout, and when they empty out. That internal logic gets it going. Otherwise, you get an alarm over here. And we probably won't. So we're going to continue on. Again, double check we're in armed, and we'll finish the... Wait a minute. I'm already past that point. Sorry, folks. We're going to the comms. To the comms. Thank you. Okay, so 1, 2, 2, 8. Hey, bear with me a second. VAT USA, VAT CAN, VAT CAR, VAT MEX. Okay, so we're not under common traffic notice here, but everything pretty much north of us is. So, all right, we'll put that over there. And 122, or 21,500. All right, now the key to why we check this. Want you to, and I'm going to pull it up here. I every now and then I do focus on this. This is a good airplane for that. All right, now if you look at your X-Pilot, because this is not going to be the same as the other sim. So this client X-Pilot is what X-Plane connects to VATSIM with. All right, so you see your frequencies, what we got to be on, they're right. Okay, unless, of course, center and tower approach, whatever is up. Now, the problem here is twofold. One, we don't see mode C lit up. That's a simple one. However, we don't see the receives lit up either for both frequencies. Very simple to fix, but it catches pilots off guard. So what I recommend, turn them up first, then click them on, and boom, you see the RX just came on for 122.8. Do the same thing for VHF2. Come on. I hate when it won't stay put. Does such a nice job on the other one. There we go. And click it up. Now it's alive. If for some reason the TX is not on, double check your microphones to make sure they're lit up. You're not, and VHF2 is on, but not up here. You're now set for the comms. Now let's get in here, put in 2,000 for now. And to get the mode C, go up to X-Ponder. Boom. Now we're green. That's what they're talking about when they can't see you on the radar. Your mode C is in green. Again, I'm talking X-Pilot only. Whatever you all use to get on VATSIM the other way, whatever they need. Here is what you do with X-Plane. By the way, you won't have this plane over there. You'll have there is one available now for them. So they'll have whole different procedures and all the well, not overall procedures, but minor ones like that. Okay, and the hydraulic test is complete. I also highly recommend, you see how I left the glass open? Close it. Let's just say I accidentally clicked a drive to. Okay, it's 2 clicks to actually disable it. And then you got to shut it down on the ground, and I think there's a way to fix it. Not 100% sure without restarting the sim. But the window gives you 2 clicks to screw up. Now, if you continue to click, then you do 3, then you've screwed up. But that's part of why I say close those hatches, because it does help prevent you from accidentally hitting that switch on or off, depending what it does. Okay, we just completed the comm radios. Okay, so we got glare shield to get set up next. That's right here. All right, so and we just aligned, I believe. Yeah, we just aligned. So that's cool. Hang on a second. We said one. I thought we said 109. Let me double check. Double checking. 109, and that is as of 30 minutes ago. Okay, so first thing we got to check here, make sure we're in inches or HEP. We're in a place, pretty much if you're in the US, you're on inches. Outside of it, you're in HEP. There's a couple of airports out there that go, you know, to the inches of mercury, but for the most part, you're on millibars. So 1013. Then we're going to set it. Okay. Now we're going to come down to minimums, and we're going to set 400 for the departure. Okay. Next up, we're going to make sure the heading mag is visible, and bank angle auto, and I can already see it, but so you can all see it, let me kind of zoom in. You see that little caret right here? Come on, quit playing with me. There we go. Yeah, we want to make sure that's under auto. And hang on, I'm getting rid of this because it's throwing me off. All right. And from here, we now can proceed to finishing up the FMS. And you're going to find it's exactly like an Airbus, go figure. All right, we're going to put in the cruise level. Now with Airbus, I'm sorry, with the MD-11, I know there's another airplane out there that has this line. I think it might be the A300, but I do know of another one that does. I just can't pull it off the tip. What it's there for in real life, and whether or not Rotate modeled it or not, we'll never know unless we work for them. You put in each of your step climbs, so your initial, your next step, and so forth to your final. Okay, well this flight I believe does not have any step climbs in it. I'm double checking right now. And you would find it on your SimBrief flight plan in the routing. And no, we're set to flight level 320. And we just put that in. Now, I do not worry about the temp. I'm not that savvy enough to pull that out of SimBrief, what that temperature is. But I am savvy enough to know what the headwind, tailwind component is. And it looks like minus, so it looks like a headwind, which would make sense. We're kind of going south and westish with a 276 at 70 knot wind. Yeah, it's a headwind. So we just put a slash. We go TL, or no, head. HD tree. That's our headwind component. And then we throw our cost index of 90 in, click. The initial part of our setup is in. Now let's go to the weights, and I think you all remember how this works. So we go back to weight and balance, and we just kind of, how about I go back? I'll be right back. Let's go to page 2. Now we go back. Oh, let's go back one more time. Click. All right. So we're just going to go down and make sure there's no open boxes. If there are, click on them. That's what this apply load config did. Filled that information in. So we don't have to. Makes it a little easier. Not a lot of stress off us, but we just verify. 61.3. Okay. 4099. Good. Okay, everything looks good. I'm gonna pop it to ground ops and go back. Okay, final time 30 minutes. Looks good, looks good. F plan. Where have we heard that before? I'm not sure. I'll think on it. Okay, out of the airport here, we are leaving on the Usud 3 Alpha to Aseta. Taking off 1-5. Now, I have to kind of think something here with the way the winds are. Okay, let me think this through. So one more time, we have, oh, it's variable now. It's 6. Huh. I'm going to plan 1-5. Okay, Sid. Runway 15. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and bring charts and see how they do. Oh, not too bad. Okay, so you can see here's the METAR 36 minutes ago. Variable at 6. A little different than what we had in the initial brief, but we'll go with it. We're going to do 1-5, Usud 3 Alpha, and it looks like this. To Aseta, out to Opnob, out to Aseta. Pretty easy. So we selected runway 15. There's Usud 3A. Aseta, A-S-E-T-A, good, and insert. All right, now I'm just going to go through. Looks pretty good so far. Asado, KP239, Opnob, Aseta. Perfect. All right, and then I'm just going to go through it real quick. Hang on a second. Perfect, okay. All right, what I'm going to do is step through it real quick. Okay, and then everything's looking good. Hang on. I know you all are not seeing this, so. Okay, and then Sumpo. Okay. Okay, to go. Now we're in Uruguay down to Telec. All right. And everything looks good. No problems here. Our star today. Okay, let's make sure. No stars, so no standard arrival routing. However, planning runway 19. Let's make sure that's a viable runway. I don't think I like 19 at all. No, I don't. Stand by. I'm going to get my... And I think we'll park here for... This must have been the original terminal for our cargo area. Because I was told they built a cargo area. I'm having a hard time. I'm guessing this would be it. Okay, that's all I need. So we'll just click that and back to here. All right, sorry about that little diversion. However, we are on, so we are actually going to land. How about we do this one more time? 41 minutes ago, 120. Now the cloud layer is down to 10,000, not 20. Okay. I'm going to plan runway 7. While I think 7,300 feet is doable, I prefer the 10,500 feet worth. Prefer 2.5, but we'll take 7. I just don't know what the winds are going to do. We may end up changing this en route. All right, so we're going to go runway 7. Let's take a look here. How about we cancel? Oh, sorry about that, folks. Didn't want to sneeze in your ears. We're going to change to runway 7. Of course we don't get an ILS. Of course. Wonder why. Huh. Interesting. I wonder why they never set one up. Must be something to do with something with the airport. Hard to tell. But you can see where I would rather go to 2.5, but the winds are pushing us to 7. Not my favorite plane to do this in, but let's go to Eglin. Add that to route. That's not too bad, and come in from the south. Now, they could switch us. It's possible if they come up. All right, so now with... Oh, you all didn't see that. Doggone it. I'm talking like y'all are seeing it, and you don't. So here's what we're doing now. One, I changed the runway from 7, or from 19 to 7. Chose the RNAV, and what it does is it's going to adjust your routing. See, if we were on the ILS, we'd just punch right over here. We're not. We're doing an RMP of all things for runway 7. Boy, this would have been great with an Airbus. Oh, some of the stuff I learned, oh, would be great to put into action here. But we're in the MD-11. We'll see if we can put them into action here. I don't think so. But anyway, that's what we're doing. Here's our approach. So we're going to come in at Eglin at 3,000. And so now let's get rid of charts. Okay, we got rid of charts. So now let's look for the RNAV Zulu runway 7. R. I hate that. Oh, I hate that. I don't know. I can't put 1701. Bear with me. Okay. I hope we got it right. We'll find out. Why I put 3,000 in, that's our initial. I'm going to work off of here. I'm hoping it's not supposed to be the 342 for the LNAV VNAV decision altitude. But anyway, we're going to go with 3,000. Elgin, Locust, and in. All right, so 3,000. Locust and Mickey. Okay, that all looks good. For now, I am going to see if I can clear it. Yay! And we'll take a look at this now. Telek, Elgin, holding at Renex. Okay, it looks good. And then we're going to SAEZ. If we wanted to put the flight plan in, we could. We're not. Close, and we're set to go. Flight plan. Back to map. Okay, so the flight plan has been loaded. Now, let's get back down here and see what's next on the flight plan list. Okay. Cleared the discos. Now we go to RadNav. Take off. Now, I highly recommend using SimBrief. And I do takeoff performance just because it's the easiest one to use. Otherwise, you got to put the takeoff weight in and everything else. Okay, so for this flight, we are going to flex at 46. Slope of this runway. Up 0.3. Up 0.3 diagonal. Now we got to get the wind component for our runway. TL, we have a tailwind. 5. Okay, now for this takeoff, we're doing flaps 15. Outside air temperature is 30. Okay, so 138. Wow, we came in much. Oh, I know why. Okay, 138, 153. We'll go with them. And we are set, ready to go. We'll go over here to flight plan. Okay, hydraulic test is done, so we'll come down and set it to engine for now. Didn't take. Let's try again. Oh, Okay, you're starting to upset me here. Why are you not going to engine? There we go. I don't know why it wouldn't go to engine unless the throttles were in the way. All right, so there's our departure. Looks good. Let's get the cargo doors closed. Double check that we're on the APU. Folks, this is critical. If you don't do this, disconnect your external power from here first, at least for me, then come down here and you can dismiss. If you do this first without doing that, you could very easily lose all that numbers and data you just put in, and you got to redo it all. That's sucky. All right, I think I'm ready to go. Let's just finish up the middle panel here. All right, so the FCP, we're going to go to... Do we have a minimum? No, we don't. Okay, so we go to 320. All right, runway heading for us on 15149. Okay, and we're going to go 240. All right, and we're ready to go. Oh, no, we're not. We got a couple more things. Traffic data, VOR. We'll leave it at that. Weather's brightened up. Traffic data, VOR. One more. Wait a minute. 20, go one more. There we go. This will be our terrain. This will be our weather. Now, hang on a second as I get myself back to where I want to be. I'm going to bring charts in one more time. Let's see what that blob looks like. By the way, while we're here, pushback will face north.
Pushing back on the Gulf, section runway 15.
And weather. That's what we could run into. Now, rotate is not supported to X-Plane 3.0 in the fact that the radars will show up. However, I have had the storms show up on here before. We'll see if that is the case today. We'll leave all of this. Am I on? Yeah, I'm on that. Okay, let's get ready to push. I hear one pushing right now. We're ready to go. Heading 30 kk. Parking brake on. Yes, shows in the machine. Seatbelts. 1. Eight cars running. Beacon on. Emergency lights armed. Verify switch on the arm as well. Call for pushback. Helps to use the right one.
Roger to cockpit, please show me where you want to go, sir. Roger to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Beacons on, okay. Everything else set. Let's get the auxiliary pump on. Transponder is on.
Okay, Okay, all doors and
Responder.
hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Radars off, ignitions will set, and we'll be ready to push. Now, Viracopos traffic, Lufthansa Cargo 8264, pushing back Mike 3 Alpha. Will give way to the Airbus. Oh, yeah, I guess we should. We got the door open.
Tow is now connected and bypass pin is secured. Please release parking brake.
I think we have room. I does think we do. All right, parking brake going off.
Starting pushback now, and you may start your engine.
Okay, with that command, we'll put A on. And verify engine. Okay, air is on APU. And we'll start in the order of 3, 2, 1, or 3, 1, 2. And what we're doing is getting up to that bluish, tealish color. I go still to 20, just like the others. Fuel on. He's got 4 to start. We have 3. I don't know what line he pushed back to, but hey, to each their own. Okay, we're stable. Number 1.
Campinas traffic, BR7 taxiing to runway 15.
Oh,
Operation completed. Please
fuel.
set parking brake.
Parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Please stand by.
All right, they're going to pull the tug out here in a minute, and we'll be following Mr. Iberia as he gets himself squared away on the taxiway. Oh, man. You always wonder what it looks like on their sims. So, all right, we're just about stable, so we can crank up the middle engine. And here comes number 2.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on your left, sir. See you next time and have a safe flight.
Thanks for the pushback, and it is a free pushback utility for those curious with X-Plane 12. Really good utility. Not only do you get a nose hugger, unfortunately, but you can push back however you're required to push back at certain airports. And we get, there's the pins. got the pumps off, and we're just waiting. All right, we're ready to go here as soon as we finish things up. Engines are up and going. Okay. All right, so anti-ice not required. APU, let's get that shutting down. All right, here we go. Config. Why? So that we can, one, set our trim to 4.8. Okay, do our quick check of our surfaces. Okay, we're ready to go. All right, so here we go. Final things, state trim set, auto brake to takeoff. Auto brake is down here. We're ready to go. Takeoff data confirmed. And confirmed. Here we go.
Traffic, Iberia 7, taking from runway 15, departing to the south.
Campinas traffic, German or Lufthansa cargo 8264, taxi to 15. All right, we are on the move. Welcome aboard, folks. Engine. APU is off. All right, before takeoff data again, confirmed. 138, 153, 164. Auto flight will turn on here in a moment and continue. EAD looks good. And the hydraulic and air panels are set. Cabins ready, and radar transponder going to the on position.
All right. Auto flight, prof, and we're ready to. And Campinas traffic. Lufthansa cargo 8264 departing 15 on the Soto 3 Alpha departure. Okay, airspeed's alive. There's 80, cross-checked. V1. Rotating.
Stabilizer motion.
Okay, gears up, 4 lights off.
Stabilizer motion.
And let's go ahead and make sure we're on our way.
Stabilizer motion.
All right, there we go, folks. Flaps up, gears up,
Stabilizer.
and final checks completed. We are on our way to Carrasco. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, folks. And we got good spacing between us, so that should be good for definitely for the arrival, but hopefully en route too. Pretty sure that Airbus got a lot higher than I did. I think that's 10,000 feet. It is. All right, folks. I just realized my mic was muted. Sorry, I was doing some work for YouTube. Well, not for YouTube, for the channel on YouTube. Getting a short prepped. Hey, we're on our way, and we're looking at about an hour and 45 minutes to Uruguay. So I'm going to kind of sit back, watch the chat, and let me know what questions, comments you have. We'll do our best and try to stay away from the disaster in Louisville. I'm not going to talk much about it. I'm going to leave that to the authorities. Leave it to the experts to tell us what's wrong, not the press, because they don't even know what an airplane is, half of them. And half the stuff they show is AI, so it's, yeah, leave that just to experts from the NTSB on site. Leave that to them. We know the basics, leave it at that. All right. So that's why I won't do a lot of commenting on it. Too much innuendo and speculation doesn't help anyone. So, and that's what the press is. They're in it for the money, the heck with the real story. So. All right, so any comments, questions you have, I'd love to entertain them. We got an hour and 45 minutes to Uruguay, and we'll enjoy the flight. All right, folks, coming back to you here. You take a look at the radar here. We actually are showing painted images out there of what we're getting ready to fly into. And this is what it looked like earlier in the year, back March, April timeframe, when I flew into Memphis from Richmond. The radar screen was just lit up. The sky was lit up in front of us with all the lightning. Even thunder could be heard. Just an amazing flight. And then 3.0 comes out. So, just because it's not in the 3.0 compliant doesn't mean, one, that rotate doesn't work, but two, it also doesn't mean the radar doesn't, as you can tell. Matter of fact, let's do something here. Let's tilt the radar down a little bit and see what we get. See if we get any more. Should, but you never know. But yeah, definitely got some weather ahead of us. And hopefully that A346 ahead of us is high above it. I'm sure it is, to where we're gonna fly right through it. Oh, but anyway, hey, just thought I'd point this out, because a lot, even me, question. And I remembered the flight, I just couldn't remember everything behind the flight. So we will continue on our way. I'm gonna try something here, folks. There we go. Give you an idea of what's up ahead. It's painting out pretty good here. So, all right, I'll be right back. Just need to use the latrine, stretch my chicken legs out for a couple seconds, and then we'll be right back. All right, we are entering a pretty heavy band of storms here. All right. Well, we got a ways to go through this storm. All right, we just got some more advertising, if you will, accomplished in all our areas. But boy, are we hitting turbulence. Look at that airspeed gauge up and down. Yeah, it's wow, wild and crazy up here. Okay, folks, I'm going to go silent here for a few. Okay, I'm back with y'all. Sorry about that. My wife got a business call, and as many of you know that follow the channel, when that phone rings, I gotta kind of go silent for respect. Their information, their conversation at the university does not need to go over the air inadvertently. All right, so we are on our way. We are in a pretty big cell, as you can tell. Looking at VATSIM radar up here in the upper left of your screen. Yeah, it's gonna go a ways. Let me get over to it here. Let's pan out. Pretty much just north of Paraguay, so it means it's probably, I'd like to say it's moving that way, but I'll bet it's pushing out to sea by the look of it. But yeah, welcome to the radar systems working. Maybe if and when the Rotate 11 gets updated to what XP12.3.0 is like, maybe it'll look even better. But that's not bad. Yeah, let's, you know what, pull in, see what our ETA is. All right, we're at about an hour to our destination in Uruguay. Sorry for that interruption, folks. My daughter, I turned the volume up and forgot to turn it back down. There we go. But anyway, she was lucky enough to get out on a range where the A10 was doing some practicing and got to hear the famous burp. And for those of you that don't know what the famous burp is, look it up. I'm not gonna explain it, but what always a spectacular thing to watch, the A10. My first shot at it was back in the mid 80s when my guard unit was in Louisiana for 2 weeks, our summer 2 weeks, and our A7s were there too. A couple of them, I forget how many came down. But anyway, they went to the gun range, and the fire department there required firefighters there, so 2 of us got to go. And don't get me wrong, those of you that flew the A7, that was pretty spectacular what you did. Sorry, you were upscaled big time by the A10. Wow. It is just an amazing thing to watch and to hear the burp. So anyway, and I know many of you out there have heard it for real and saving your butts. So yeah, the A10, what a great airplane. And looking at our scope, we might be getting somewhere close to maybe the end of this to a point. We'll see as we continue on. We got about what is that, 50 minutes, I think, 50. Yeah, about 50 minutes to an hour. So yeah, we're getting there, folks. Let me just drop down here, go to the performance page. We're 308 miles out from top of descent. I may start that early because we want to be at 3,000 feet for the initial fix at Montevideo. They actually call it Montevideo, Uruguay, on the jet chart. But Elgin, EGLEN, 3,000 feet. So, and then we'll fly it. All right, so sit back, relax, enjoy, folks. What a flight we've had so far. We're in the soup right now. Soon to come out. It's about 20 miles ahead of us to get out of the red. Now, whether we'll get clear skies is a whole nother story, but we'll see how this transpires the rest of the way into Carrasco. Carrasco, maybe I should be saying, not Roscoe. There's no O in there, except for the last letter. Enjoy the music. Oh, and I think we may be getting a runway change. Oh wait, that's Viracopos. Disregard. Still looking good at where we're headed. 130 now at 14. So looking okay, but we'll see how that transpires as we get closer. Enjoy the flight. Let's see what we have up ahead of us. Iberia 7 is still leading the way. And, oh, I didn't check its altitude. 35? Should be at about 36,000, so So there you have it, folks. The radar on or rotate MD-11 is operational. Now, whether it's fully operational to what XP12.3.0 is like, I doubt it, because it came out long before that. But at least it's functional. So were the tolless radars. They too were functional. And they are today as well with the new one. They got updated. All right, we may be coming out of the worst part of it here shortly, but we'll also probably be descending, so we'll see how, we're going to see how all this plays out, but we should be beginning to emerge here soon. All right. That was a beautiful shot coming out of the clouds. And yes, I made a short out of it. Oh, man. I didn't realize. Okay, so we are now just cloud skimming out here. All right, just getting that latest video set so I can release it here eventually, and hope y'all, that was such an amazing coming out of the clouds like that, that needs to find its place up there here soon. But anyway, I hope y'all are enjoying this flight from Brazil down to Uruguay. I know I sure am. It has just been amazing. And hey, stay tuned. We are going to fly flight number 2 today. Down in the Caribbean. Haven't decided yet if we'll be online or not. But you know what? It will be fun no matter what. We're headed to St. Bart's, and if you're familiar with aviation, you know that is a fun little airport to try to get into. Our next guest is here. Doorbell just went off. Yeah, it sounds like a barking dog, doesn't it? All right, so we're on our way, folks. We have 100 miles to go, folks. Hey, Jarhead, long time no hear from. Yeah, I've got X-Plane to work. I've had it working, geez, I don't know for how long. We had one little blip where their release needed us to do something in the sim to get it to fire right, but beyond that, X-Plane has worked flawlessly for 5 years that I've been with it. Before that, it was FSX. So, but welcome aboard. Oh, no problem, no problem. Glad to have you back, Jarhead. Hope you enjoyed the flight. We are not far from top of descent. Speaking of which, we are, what? Okay, I can't read those numbers and I'm not zooming in. 154, okay. Kind of cloud surfing out here, as our aircraft ahead of us would say. And but yeah, for those that were curious, the Rotate MD-11 radar is functional. Now, is it functional to what we would see in what X-Plane 12.3.0 came out with? You all decide. To me, it looks like it is, but you all decide. It's a great airplane. Unfortunately, yeah, it doesn't come with the passenger version. It comes separate. So you buy one, I think there's a discount for the other. And they're basically the same plane, one with seats, one with cargo. So, I'm gonna be right back. Stand by. Okay. Wow. I somehow cranked the volume up in my ears. Ooh. Hello. Anyway, we're back, folks. We are now closing in on that 100-mile mark to top of descent. Let me do a quick calculation. 32 minus K times 3. So about 90 to 100 miles out is when I want to really focus in on. All right, so yeah, now we're down to just basically surfing along until we start our descent. Let's kind of tilt the radar down a little bit. See if that's what 3.0, I think that's what the major portion of 3.0 here with X-Plane 12 was all about, was the tilt, the gain, the map features, even though they're pretty but the turbulence and all really shows up here. Yeah, the tilt isn't really showing much more, but that's okay. We got to go down, so it's good to know what's below us. All right, we're about 25 to 30 minutes out. Now would be a good time to think about a prediction after what we've been doing lately. Plus with the MD-80 or MD-11, you never know. But if you're interested in Millennium Aviation, who we're flying for today, and this is actually their destination for this month, they usually pick a place for us all to either fly to or fly out of. This is it for the month of November. Check them out at macairvirtual.com, macairvirtual.com. And we'll begin our descent here in about 5 or 10 minutes. We're about 90 miles out. I'll probably do it a little early, again, to make sure we get down to 3,000. We're shooting an RNAV, so we're going to be doing a lot of the getting the plane into place here. So, and I don't know how much the MD-11 would do on an RNIP. So I got to be prepared to do a lot of the flying myself. And that's where it gets tricky, is on those approaches, keeping it on profile. Oh, I always have trouble with that. All right, let me just do a quick look here. Okay, just to let you know, when we turn inbound at Locust, that's 10 miles out, coming in on the lateral navigation. I don't know how much vertical we'll have, but we'll find out. And we got a little more rain up ahead, and we knew that, so all right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, silence the music now. Gonna stretch my legs out one more time before we start our descent. Be right back. All right, I'm back, folks. Descending now is the word from Shampoo Flyer ahead of us. Well, I'm glad you woke up, sir. All right, we still got a little bit of weather blanketing our radar. Hang on, let me blow this up. Okay, there's the actual top of descent right here. We're at about 40. Let's go ahead, set 5,000 for now. Now, one thing with this aircraft you do have to watch, because sometimes it like screams down, so you got to kind of use spoilers and all to kind of rein it in. But I'm going to give it just about another 10 or 15 miles and then we'll start down. But it looks like on the charts, the weather is behind us, as you can see here. Had to make my waffles. What? Just stick them in the toaster and they pop up. Let go my ego. Sorry, couldn't resist that one, folks. For those that saw his post, he had to make his waffles. All right, right, so you can see there what we got left. And real quick, run through it. There are no approaches. Here's our RNIB. 065 is the final approach. 1,701 feet MSL for our initial fix or final approach fix, and then our decision altitude at 283. Hang on, we'll set that real quick. All right, and then there's our missed approach. You can see it. It's a lot easier to just visualize it. Out to here, to here, to here. Again, 3,000 at Locust descending in, and then minimums for this approach, we need at least 300 feet AGL. Now you're going, well, it says 283. Show me a METAR that'll tell you that. And we need a visibility of 900 meters or more for this approach currently. And as of 10 minutes ago, 120 at 17. Ouch. Broken at 1400. Oh, yippee. And broken at 10,000. So we do have instrument conditions right now in the Montevideo, Carrasco area. All right, let me pull charts away and we're going to start our descent. All you got to do here, folks, is click on it going down. You'll get the descent bar here. Maybe, yes, no. Okay, we are descending. All right, so 13 minutes out. Okay. We reined it back there. Ooh, look at that cloud. Wow. All right, we're gonna slow up to 300. I hope that helps you as we get into this big storm front here. Okay, and we are okay, approach will be 160, landing 154, so we'll see how we do. Oh wow, transition 3,000. Oh boy. Yeah. All right, folks, we are coming on down. We're the next contestant into Montevideo, Carrasco. And I am going to go ahead and slow us to 240. And I'm going to go ahead and put some speed brake in. That'll help us out. Looks like we do have some storms in the area. Oh, wow.
Stabilizer motion.
That should help out in the spacing arena. Oh, the weather caught up to us. All right, we're at 240.
Stabilizer motion.
All right, looks like the leader is Overtelek. shampoo flyer. I'm gonna go ahead. All right, let's begin. EAD looks good. Seatbelts are on. Landing data set. And descent limit set. Decision altitude set. Seatbelts are on. And exterior lights coming on. Okay, everything looks good up here. Okay. When we hit telex ourselves, we should be below 10,000 and throw seating to our final approach fix, or initial. And I will slow to 220 at that point to really space us out. Yeah, I don't see you on TCAS now. You must be up in this cell up here. Okay, speed brakes are armed. Okay, let's go ahead and get the slaps out. Landing gear prepared. Ah, now I see him. Think I'm gonna have to slow a bit more. All right, we're
Altitude.
when are you landing at St. Martin? I'm a Duck 744. We're landing in Montevideo right now. St. Martin is our next takeoff location. But welcome aboard. I'm a Duck. We sure appreciate it. We definitely have that kind of weather out here. Nothing but that a duck would not turn its beak away from.
Stabilizer motion.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead, go to 15 on the flaps.
Stabilizer motion.
Okay, we've leveled off.
Stabilizer motion.
Now I'm going to set my approach speed at 160 per the approach page here for flaps 35, and put the gear out, go to 35 degrees flaps, and prepare for landing on runway 7 as soon as we make that turn. Trying to give the aircraft ahead of us plenty of room.
Stabilizer motion.
"19 is best for wind." What do you mean 19 is best bet for the wind? Crosswind, headwind, what are we talking about? Because right now I'm showing 11 knot crosswind, 7 headwind. And a couple of cells to go through. Let's see if we can, by chance, maybe. You're going in on runway 19? I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis if you don't know. It's 7,300 feet long. That's why I've opted for 7. Good luck. All right. Okay, sorry about that. My dog did something weird. I just wanted to look real quick. Nice, 86 feet per minute. Yeah, we opted for 7 for the length. Not to say we probably couldn't plan it on a 70, what did I say, 7,800 foot runway? But I'd like the safety in that, plus with storms nearby. And we're putt-putting now, but we'll be turning for the runway here in about 3 to 5 miles.
Stabilizer motion.
Well, thank you, Duluth Fly. Resubscribe for a month here at Tier 1. We sure appreciate you. Welcome aboard. All right, we're going to go ahead and throw the gear out. We don't need no stinking gear. Okay, we're at 3,000. We're about to make the turn.
Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion.
Okay, going to 35 on the flaps. Let's drop this one more. All right, let's see here.
Stabilizer motion.
Can I even see the runway? Nope. Okay, so we'll set now 1,700. All right, so here we go. Don't know if I'm gonna beat you there, Shampoo Flyer, on the feet per minute. We'll give it our best, though. Exclamation mark, the word predict, space, and a negative number if you're interested in it in the chat box. Oh boy, we're not. Oh, wait, square up here.
Stabilizer motion.
Got a runway. All right.
Stabilizer motion. Autopilot.
Okay, we are over Munich. At Carrasco Airport here in Montevideo. Lufthansa Cargo 8264 final 5-mile final for runway 7. Landing.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Haha. Came close to beating you there, Shampoo. And Montevideo traffic, we're exiting to the cargo ramp. Okay, I believe the trim is set properly. Okay, we're on the ground, folks. Welcome to, well, what are we calling it today? Montevideo, Uruguay. Carrasco International Airport. How's that sound? All right, let's get these engines shut down here after landing, flaps, slats, radar, auto brake stable, and the APU is up and running. I thought I saw a sign. Yes, it is. Bleed on. Whoop, we need the logo. I wanted to turn that one off. Get that off. Okay, fuel switches to the off position. Okay, seatbelts are off, exit lights set, and doors may be opened. All right, and we'll go ahead and hook up ground power. Oh boy, somebody's going crazy. If you're trying to do what Sim Caesar does in his little 180s, you're doing a bad job at it there, Shampoo. It's gone crazy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, beacon off, defog's off, and emergency lights off. Okay, and there we go. We're here, folks. That's all that matters. And now let's find out how we did on this approach. It looked really, I mean, number-wise, looked out of this world. But let's see what the airline got us at first. Since the PIREP's filed, we'll have to look here. Okay, they got us at 221. Hang on a second. I just want to report in that we have completed. Where are you? There we go. All right, got my credit going. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm going to go ahead, close. Well, we'll minimize that for now. But yeah, we got that in there. They got us at 221. Okay, let's take a look at the others. Wow. Oh, man. Okay, Elevatech. Probably going to say about the same thing. Oh, let's see here. Where are you? Oh, there you are. All right, we'll complete the flight. All right, and it doesn't show the weather that we had en route, but there's our approach. Let's see where I think we touched. Oh, look at that. First off, 217, 157 knots, 1.3 Gs. That is not bad. 1,000, about 1,500-ish feet down the runway. It looks like pretty much on the center line. Wow. Weather here. Broken 1,500. Yeah, I don't know. Visibility unlimited. Yeah, I don't know about that either. But it's going to deteriorate pretty quick. So, folks, that was fun. That was fantastic. Spot 30 is where we're hiding here. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, look, there's an A340 playing a helicopter. All right, Sim Toolkit, the official scorekeeper for us. Ooh, we didn't have a center, did we? They never pinged. Hang on. And I know I've looked a couple times. They weren't there. Hang on. And they've only been up 20 minutes. Okay. All right. So, let's complete the flight here. Okay, it was a 2.5-hour flight, 850 miles, 18,676 pounds of go-go juice. We landed runway 7, 1,330 feet down the runway. The only downside was we were 21 feet left of the center line. That's not bad, but everything else just amazing. 97 feet a minute at 156 knots. Now, I don't know where that discrepancy comes in, but that was amazing. They're showing us at 1.6 Gs, but, you know, hey, we'll take it. All right. Well, that was a fun flight, folks. It really was. Thank you, Shampoo, for joining and following. We always appreciative of it. And we are going to, for the folks on Twitch, we are going to be right back in a second here. We're going to close out like we always do, and we're going to prepare for our second flight. I got to restart the sim. So just hang tight, Twitch here. We're not going to close the stream. And, love when people hit my plane. But anyway, and then try an island hop from St. Martin to St. Bart's. So I hope you can join us. It ought to be fun. Trust me on this one. Going into St. Bart's is always fun. And I hope you enjoyed the MD-11. It was a fun day for all. I think even Shampoo enjoyed that weather, even though he was probably high above it. So we are going to swap out. We'll be back in a moment. Again, Twitch, hang tight. YouTube, we're going to say goodbye for just a short amount of time. We're going to fire up another video for you all, and it'll be the next flight we fly. So for now, we'll see you in a few minutes again. Please, those on Twitch, stand by. We'll be right back.